So greetings of the day students. So today the main agenda of today's class is to just introduce you with the new concept, and that is known as decision statements. Sometimes there are scenarios where you want that your program should be given an input, and on the basis of that input, if the condition is true, certain output is given. Okay, so suppose if the condition is true, the program will move to one side, or if the condition is false, the program will move to the other side. By moving, I don't mean that it is walking. By moving, I mean that it is going to do certain task if the condition is true, and it is going to do some separate task if the condition is false. I gave you an example the last day, that suppose your parents have set a condition for you that if you get good scores at your college in your class, you will get a good gift, right? Otherwise means else they will give you nothing, right? So it means the condition should be there. The condition is that your scores should be good. Okay, and now what will be your input? Your input will be your scores. So suppose there is a student, let's take an example that there is a student Palak in your class. Okay, so Palak's parents actually have set a condition for Palak that, okay Palak, if you get scores greater than 90, so you will get a good dress, right, and a good pair of shoes. Otherwise we will not gift you anything. Okay, so this is the condition set by Palak's parents. So what is the condition? Marks greater than 90, right? This is the condition. Now what is going to be the input of the Palak? The input is that what score she actually get in the class. That is the input. Okay, so if she is lucky, she is intelligent, she is hardworking, and she is able to get greater than 90, suppose 92, so the input of the Palak is 92 then. So that 92 will be checked and just matched, compared with the condition. So in the condition it was mentioned marks greater than 90. So the marks of Palak are 92, suppose. So is 92 greater than 90? Yes, the condition is true. If the condition is true, what is going to be the output? The output is that she will get certain gifts from her parents. On the other side, if the marks of Palak by any chance, the marks are only suppose 80%. So again the condition will be checked. What was the condition? The condition was marks greater than 90, but the marks are now 80. So 80 greater than 90? False. 80 is never greater than 90. So if it is false, the program will not tell you that, okay Palak, you are going to get gifts. The program will move to other direction. The program will say, sorry, better luck, next time you will get nothing. The parents will say, better luck, next time you will get nothing. So the decision is only on the basis of what's the condition set and what is your input. So on the same line, I'm going to start. So decision statements, sometimes in the question, sometimes you can call them conditionals or conditional statements. Okay, so both these are the synonyms. Both these have the same meaning. Okay, either you get define or explain decision statements, or you will get the conditional statements. Okay, so first of all, there are four: the if else, nested if, and then there is multi-way if else statements. Okay, so we have covered if already, but let's give you a quick recap that what if statement is. Okay, so can you see that if you start with if keyword and then you write a condition after that, here you give any condition, and after you give any condition, there is a requirement that you put a colon. This is must. This thing is must. Without it, you will get an error. What is the type of error? You will get a syntax error. Okay, so this colon was not present in C++, but it is present in your Python. But otherwise it is same. In C++ also you started with if, then there is a condition. Similarly here also you write if and then there is a condition. The instant you put colon and press enter in Python, what happens? Suppose this is your screen. This is your screen of the Python idle new file. Okay, so the instant you press enter after the colon, what happens? your code is automatically away from the left margin. It means your code, your cursor will blink here. You know, cursor that is actually helping you to type something, because of which you are typing. So it is now not blinking here. Instead, it is blinking here. Why? What is this called? When your code is a bit away from the left margin, it is known as indentation. What it is known as indentation. The spelling is INDENTATION, indentation. Now, what is this indentation, students? You remember in case of C++, if you start your if statement, you write if, then there is a condition that you write, right? And after that, what do? You start the curly brackets like this. So what is the meaning of these curly brackets? These brackets actually tell that if this condition is true, so these statements belong to if, and these statements will run. Else these are the statements of the else inside the next curly brackets. And if the condition is false, what will happen? These statements will run. It means if the condition is true, these statements will run. If the condition is false, these statements will run. But in case of your Python, there is no need of these curly brackets to tell that this code belongs to if or this code belongs to else. Instead, indentation is actually telling you. Yes, let me show you here with an example. Can you see here that first of all, what happened in the very first line? What is happening? Age is the variable and user is asked to enter the age with the help of which keyword? Input keyword. And as age is a number, this int will automatically convert it into integer. So in the very first line, what is happening? This is a normal input statement. So if the user will enter 25, so it means this age's value will become 25. And then what this second statement is doing? It is just printing the age that is being entered by the user in the very first line. So what will be the output of the second line? The output will be entered age. So can you see? The very first line, when run, you will get the message enter the age. So suppose instead of 25, you enter the age 34. Okay, so this age variable will get the value now 34, and the second statement will do what? It will just print it. Entered age is the same like this, and then it fetch the age variable. In age variable, you have 34 age, so it is typing it. Okay, now see where here there is a condition. It says that if age entered by the user, this age is greater than equals to 18. So you tell me that if I say that age entered by the user is 34, right? And you tell me it is greater than equals to 18? Yes, it is greater than equals to 18. So if 34 is greater than equals to 18, it means this is the input of the user. Okay, and I am matching it inside the condition that 34 is greater than equals to 18, which is true. Okay, so after colon, can you see that this print statement is a bit away? This is your left margin, but this print statement is bit away. So this print statement is indented. Indented means that if your if is starting and anything below is right indented, it means that code belongs to your if. Okay, so if I'm writing if age is greater than equals to 18, okay, and I have indentation after that, and I write print good. So it means this good will run if the condition is true. Print please vote. So it means this statement will also run. So it means this if has how many statements inside it? It has 2 statements inside it. And how I am proving it? Because the code is indented. When you just finish the indentation, you come back here in the same line, this print by. So this by is not a part of your if. It means if the condition is true, only these 2 statements will run. Okay, if the condition is false, even then these 2 statements will not run, but this will run because it is not of if. So I have explained this thoroughly already, that if is used to begin the if statement. Now condition is a Boolean expression. Why? I told you that because its output is always true or false. That's why it's a Boolean expression. And a colon, this colon, it must always be followed by the condition. It means it should always come after your condition. Okay. And the body of your if can contain one or more statements. Okay. And these statements will execute if and only if. These will execute only when the condition turns out to be true. If the condition is true, statements run. If the condition is false, nothing will happen. So this flow chart will make it easier to just go over the if statement. So you start, your program start from here. Okay. And then it gets a condition here, Boolean expression. It means here we have a condition. This is the flow chart of if. So after your program starts, what happens? How your if works? There is always a condition that is checked. The condition can be true or it can be false. There are two options. There are two choices. Okay. If the condition is true, the statements will run. If the condition is false, nothing will happen. Okay. So if the condition is true, it means, can you see this is labeled as true? So statements will run and then your program will stop. But if the condition is false, the program will stop normally without executing this statement. It means these statements will be skipped if the condition is false in case of if statement. Got it? So this is a program that I explained to print that you are eligible to vote if the age is greater than or equals to 18. Okay. So it means this program is asking you to print the message that you are eligible to vote. Okay. When it will print that message? If the age entered by you is greater than or equals to 18. Okay. Now this program is giving me a hint that age is going to be the deciding factor. Age is going to make the decision that whether the person is going to vote or not. Okay. So if age is going to be the deciding factor, so it means I have to get input of the age. It means I have to ask for the age. Okay. So once I get the input of the age in age variable, I can compare it with the deadline. Okay. So I can compare that if age, right, this is mentioned here that if age is greater than or equals to 18, you can write it like this, greater than equals to 18. So what you want to print? You want to print you can vote or you are eligible to vote. That's it. Okay. Okay, right? So what will happen if the age entered by the user is suppose 2? 2 is the age. It means this input statement is asking you enter your age and you entered age 2. Now what will happen? The condition will be checked. So age is 2 and it is checking 2 is greater than equals to 18. So this is what it is checking. 2 is greater than equals to 18. The condition is false because 2 is neither greater than nor equals to 18. If the condition is false, this statement will not run, which is logically correct. The statement says you are eligible to vote, right? I believe that if person's age is 2 years old, this statement should not run because he is not eligible to vote. Okay. So if the condition turns out to be false, then nothing will happen. So here this example is proving it, right? So you are asked to enter your age. You enter your age. If the age is greater than equals to 18, you will get a printout that you are eligible to vote. So the question is that in C++, what happens? That if you have a condition, okay, so if there is a condition, so suppose the condition is age is greater than equals to 18. And then, sorry, it's your C++ code, so colon is not required. So what happened there? That after if there is only one statement that you want to run, okay? So suppose there is only one statement, print you can vote. So mostly teachers, they tell that if you have only one statement after if, there is no need to put curly brackets. Okay, curly brackets are optional. You can put them or you can just avoid them. Only if after if statement you have only one line. Okay, but inside C++, after if you have multiple lines, like you want to print, you can vote, please vote, print, enjoy voting. So after if you have multiple statements, obviously inside C++ you are not using print, but I'm just giving you an example that if you are using print inside C++. So if there are multiple statements, if will say that you have to use curly brackets. But now in Python, there is no confusion at all. Okay. So in Python, if after your if statement, there is one statement, there is two statements, there are any number of statements. Just after you put colon, your statements will be towards the right. It means you will get a space here. Okay, so I will write my first statement here, print hi. Okay, and then I will write my second statement. So when you press enter, your code will remain indented. Indented means it will give you a hint, okay, that you are still under if. Print, please vote. This is the second statement. Why it is the second statement under if? This space is proving it, right? Then you can write the third statement. Print bye, you are done. Okay, you are done. So any number of statements you can write. There is no need of any curly brackets. Only make sure that your code is towards the right. Okay, and when you want to end your if statement, just go back here in the same line. Okay, like this. Okay, let me just explain this thing to you. So suppose I'm going to create a new file. Okay, so this time I am doing the same function. So age one. Okay, so age eval, and I'm going to get the age input. First of all, I will give the message. I hope my, yeah, enter your age. After that, what you are doing, you are starting the condition. If age is greater than equals to 80. Okay, see here very carefully. After this, if I press enter, can you see my cursor is blinking where? My cursor is blinking automatically a little bit away from the left margin. It means you can say that, okay, this is the body of the if. Now, whatever I will write here, those statements belong to if. Okay, so first of all, suppose I write first statement, print hi. See, again, it is indented. It means this is a second statement under it. Welcome for voting. Again, you can see it is still inside the same line. It means all these lines are under if. Please vote. These are 3 lines under it. Next, print. Thanks for voting. This is the 4th line. This is the 5th line under if. It means all these 5 lines I am writing, all these lines belong to if. And why I am saying they belong to if? Because all are indented. So now suppose I press enter and I give backspace. If I'm out of indentation, it means if block has ended now. Okay, now you can print a simple message. Thanks for this program. Okay, so this print thanks for this program is not under if. If has only how many statements? Total 5 statements starting from hi till bye. And what is the proof that these are the statements of if? Because these are indented. Okay, let me prove it. Let me save it. Let me save it and then I will show you how it works. So let the name of the file be 9. And okay, so if I run it, okay, if I run it, can you see I will enter my age? So let's the age entered by me is 2. So I am just getting thanks for this program. Why I am getting thanks for this program? Because if my age is 2 only, right? If it is 2 only, what's happening? Let me take a more Okay, so what's happening here, that if I am entering 2 here only, okay, so the condition is checked, 2 is greater than equals to 18. If I ask you 2 is greater than equals to 18, anyone can say, "Ma'am, this is false. 2 is never greater than nor equals to." So if the condition is false, all the statements that are under if, they will not run. These statements will run only if the condition inside the if is true. But as the condition is false, these statements are not running. You are not able to see them in the output window. What you saw? You saw this normal message, because this is the normal line. This line doesn't belong to if. Okay, so if statements are not working, only the normal statement, that is the part of the normal program, like this is a normal line, this is also a normal line, that is work. So this time I'm running it, and this time I'm giving the age 67. So can you see all the statements are executing? Which all the statements? When you give 67, okay, so let me just take one snippet again. So what is happening here? Okay, so when I entered the age 67 here, now, okay, so condition is checked, 67 is greater than equals to 18. So what was the output? Yes, it is true. 67 is actually greater than equals to 18. This is true, yes. So if it is true, it means all the statements inside the if will run. So can you see that hi is printed, welcome for voting is printed, please vote is printed, thanks for voting is printed, bye is printed. So all the 5 statements that are part of your if, they run. Okay, so after this point your if is ending, and this is the normal last statement. It is printing in either case whether it is true or false. Okay, so thanks for this program. So what was the thing, that if your condition is true, the statements are running. Which statements? Which are after if. For example, this statement was running. But what happens if your condition is false? Nothing is happening. Okay, so now if you want that your condition, if somehow turns out to be false, there should be some statements to handle the false part also. Okay, so can you see here that if the next topic is if else statement. Okay, so how you start if else? The if else statement take care of true and false conditions. You know that your if is taking care of only true. If it is true, statements run. If it is not true, nothing happens. Okay, but your else is also helping you now. It is going to take care of false condition also. Subhagya. So what is the issue? So issue is that if there is a condition, okay, and that condition is true, what happens? Your if block runs, right? This if block runs. But if that condition turns out to be false, what will run? You have created an else block, so the else block will run. Okay, so if you want to take care of both true and false of conditions, so you can put both if and else. Okay, so how you write else? The like your if, you write else and then you put a colon, and the else block you can write after it. Okay, if block can contain one or more than one statements. Okay, if is executed when the condition is true, and else is executed when the condition is false. So this last line has made it more clear that if you have a condition with you, okay, and you want that the condition turns out to be true, what will happen? Your if block will run. And if the condition is false, your else block is run. See, so this is the Boolean expression. This is the flowchart of if and else. Okay, so we have a Boolean expression, that is the condition. Okay, now condition can be true or condition can be false. If the condition is true, what will happen? The true, case will run. It means the body of the if will run. But if the condition is false, it means the case will run. It means the body of the else will run. Now we are taking care of both. For true of the condition, we have some statements to run. For false of the condition, we have some statements to run. Okay. So at a time, only one thing will happen. Either the condition will be true, you will run these statements and your program will end. Or the condition will be false, you will run these statements and your program will end. Okay. So the same message that we were, the same program that we were doing, that you have to display a message. You can vote when you display this message if the age is greater than or equals to 18. It means if age is greater than equals to 18, what message I want to print, you can vote. And if the age is less than 18, otherwise I want to print that you are not eligible for voting. Okay, so let's see this program here. So we have age. Obviously we want to get the input of the age. So okay, so what was happening, that if the condition was true, right, what was happening, these lines were printed. Okay, but if the condition is false, what will happen, I want that other lines will be printed. So I am doing else now. Can you see else? I have to write else, then I have to put the colon. Okay, so if after else I put the colon and I press enter, you can see that again the code is indented. It means now the statements of else have started. You can print, sorry, you cannot vote. Okay, sorry, you can't vote. Okay, this is the one line I'm writing under it. Please wait for right age. Okay, so here, if I just focus on this program, what is happening here? If I focus on it, yeah. So here what is happening, that you will be asked for your age. So suppose I enter age 25. Okay, so first of all, this if condition will be checked. So what is there inside the if? This condition. You will be asked 25 is greater than equals to 18. Yes, this is true. 25 is actually greater than 18. So if it is true, it means your if is true. Okay, and when if is true, the statements after if will run. It means this thing will run. Print hi, welcome for voting, please vote, thanks for voting, bye. Obviously a person who is 25 years old, he can vote, so that he can get, if he's getting these messages, it's perfect. Hi, welcome for voting, please vote, thanks for voting, bye. Okay, this thing will not run, only this thing will run. Now let's see, let's consider the second scenario. What's the second scenario? The second scenario is, now the age entered by the user is 2. Next time the program is being running, so age is entered by the user is 2. So the again condition is checked. You know, condition is always inside the if, else has no condition. So condition is again checked. 2 is greater than equals to 18. Obviously this is false. 2 is not greater than. It is neither greater than nor equals to. Now this if is false. So if is unhappy. These statements will not run. Which statements will run? This, after else. What message will be printed? Sorry, you can't vote. Please wait for right age. Obviously, a person who is 2 years old, he will get a message like this. Sorry, you can't vote. Please wait for right age. So after if that we did, first we did only if. If was only handling true. For false, it was doing nothing. So then we did if else. So for true, if was running, for false, else was running. Now we have variations. The next thing is nested if statements. So what do you mean by nested if? It means there is one if, inside that if there are more if like this. You remember in C++, there is a condition, then inside if there is one more if, then inside it, then there is more if. So inside one if there is another if, that is known as nesting. Okay, so the if statement inside another if statement, it is known as nested if statement. Okay, so what is the syntax? So you have if with you, and then when I'm naming it Boolean expression, just consider that it is a condition. If there is condition 1, okay, after that there is one more if, and there is condition 2, and then there are some statements. Okay, so after that this if has this else, and this if has this else. How you know this thing? Because these two are in a line, and these two are in a line. Okay, so see, we have a condition if there is a condition. Now if that condition is true, what happens? There is one more if, and it has some condition. So this is condition 1, it has condition 2. Can you see this if is indented? What do you mean by indented? Indented means this if is a part of this if. Okay, if the condition is true, only then this door will open and you will move here. Here also there is one more condition, this condition. Now if this condition is true, there are certain statements. Statement 1. So if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is also true, this statement will run. Else, if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, what will run? Else will run. It means a statement 2 will run. Can you see here? This is condition 1. If it is true, you will enter here. You will enter here. You will reach here. Now, if this condition 2 is also true, you will reach here. Statement 1 will run and your program will stop. This is one scenario. Second scenario, this condition 1 is true, you reach here. This condition 2 is false. It means this if is false. If this if is false, you will reach at this else and statement 2 will run. Third scenario, there are 3 cases. You are executing this condition turns out to be false. In the beginning, you will directly move here and statement 3 will run. So suppose you people, there is no need to suppose. So you people are working in you people are studying in a college, right? Okay, and some people are very passionate about certain games. Okay, so suppose football. And if you want to play football at college level, so they always give you one membership card that you are a member, you are a player. Okay, so first of all, you can play or not. You can play football at college or not. There are 2 factors that are going to decide your age. Okay, if a person has age greater than equals to 18, his age is greater than equals to 18, and the card, the membership card is also available, then that person can play. So can you see? Write a program to ask age. We will ask age now, and also status of card availability from the player. We will ask 2 things. It means how many input we are going to get? 2, age and status, right? Now, if the age is greater than equals to 18, it means if your age is the age that you provide here as an input, if it is greater than equals to 18 and the status of the card is also A, suppose available, what will be the message that you will print? Print you can play. It means if this is also 21 and this is also available, so what will be the output? Output will be you can play. But the second case, your age is asked and you enter that your age is greater than equals to 18, suppose 25, but card is not available. You don't have a card with you. What message you will get? You will get apply for card. And in the beginning, if you enter age 2, what message you will get? You will get you cannot play. So there are 3 scenarios here. Are you? So this time we need 2 things. We need age also. Okay, and we need the status of the card also. Okay, and one more thing here, that if it is the age that you are entering and it is integer, you have to write eval. But if it's a status, status can be anything. You can write available A, not available, right? So if you are entering status and you know that you will enter A and not A type of inputs, which is a string, there is no need to write eval, because by default input is considering everything as a string, right? So now we will check if age is greater than equals to 18. If this condition is true, only then you will get the chance to check the second thing. Status is also available. It means if your age is greater than equals to 18, your status is also available. What message you will print, you will get, you can play. Okay. Second scenario, your age is greater than equals to 18, but your status is not available. So what you will get, apply forgot. Okay. In the beginning, if the age is less than 18, what will happen? If the age is less than 18, you will directly move here. You cannot play because this condition is false. Interesting. So the last one is the if, elif, else. I hope that you have done it already in C++. How you do it in C++? If there is a condition, statements, else if. There is one more condition, statements, else if there is one more condition, statements, and so on. But in case of Python, instead of writing else if, we write only elif, a short form. Okay. So first of all, why we need if, elif, else? You know that your if, normal if, can handle only one condition at a time. If that condition is true, statements run. If that condition is false, else statements run. It means there is only one condition. Okay. But in life, in real life, this is not the scenario. There are chances that more conditions are set for you. How? For example, the same student Palak, right? Now I am setting multiple conditions for her. Maybe her parents are setting multiple conditions for her. Okay, Palak, if the score is greater than 90, you will get dress. Okay. But if the score is less than if it is greater than 80 and less than 90, it means it is between 80 and 90, maybe you will get only a pair of shoes. If the score is greater than 70 and less than 80, you will get this. It means multiple conditions you want to set, and on the basis of those multiple conditions, whichever condition is true. So suppose the marks scored by Palak, they are 85. So if it is 85, it means this condition is false. 85 greater than 90, this condition is false. This condition is true. Greater than 80 and between 90, 85, it means she will get a pair of shoes. It means if you have multiple conditions in your mind, so this if, elif, else is for you. Okay. So what is the syntax? You write if, then you write condition 1. If that condition is true, that statement will execute it. Elif, there is one more condition. If that condition is true, this statement will execute. Elif, there are so many conditions. Okay. So there are up to n conditions, any number of conditions you write. Only the first condition starts with if. All the other conditions, they start with elif. If this is not happening, else if this is happening, else if this is happening, else if this is happening. Okay. So suppose if at a point the very first condition is true, this condition is true, all the other conditions will be skipped. They will not be checked. Okay. So suppose this condition is not true, you are here. This is also not true. You are here. This is also not true. And this is true. The last one is true. It means this statement will run and your program will end. Third scenario, neither of these conditions are true. So what will run? Else will run. So in this kind of statement, we have number of conditions. So if you are provided with the program that you have to do, just look for how many conditions are asked to you. If there is only one condition, go for normal if. If there are multiple conditions, always go for if, elif, else. Okay. And the expression, these conditions are always checked from top to bottom. And whenever a true condition is found, the statement associated with it is executed. It means if this is a true condition, its statement will execute. Okay, and if none of the conditions are true, means this is not true, this is not neither, any of the conditions inside the if elif are not true, then the else statement, this statement will execute. Okay, and suppose this else is not compulsory. You know that you are doing if only also without else, so it means this else is not compulsory. But if this else is not present, suppose this else is not present, you have not written else and any statement of it, and out of these conditions no condition is true, there is no condition which is true, all the conditions are false, and else is not present, so what will happen? No action takes place, nothing will happen, you will get no output at all. So it's always better to write else, so that you will get an idea, okay, this else is running because no condition is true. So this program is based on if, elif, else. Okay, so it means the very first condition is after if, after that any number of conditions you have, you write after elif, and the last one is else. Now write a program. To prompt means to ask the user to enter the day of a week. You know that in a day, in a week, sorry, how many days we have? We have total 7 days. Okay, so this program is asking the user to enter the day of week. So suppose today is Monday, so Monday is the first day of week. So if I run this program today, and the program is asking me to enter the day of week, so I will enter 1. Monday is the first day of week, so I will enter 1. So if I will enter 1, the program will print it's Monday. Okay, so if you enter 2, the program will print it's Tuesday. If the user is entering 3, the program will print it's Wednesday. It means whatever input the user is providing, on the basis of that, the program is giving you one statement. If the user is giving 1, the statement is it's Monday. If the user is giving 2, the output is it's Tuesday. If the user is giving 3, it's saying it's Wednesday, and so on. Okay, so from 1 to 7, whatever input user is giving, he is getting a message. For 1, it is Monday. For 2, it is Tuesday. For 3, it is Wednesday. For 4, it is Thursday. For 5, it's Friday. For 6, it's Sat. And for 7, it's Sunday. Okay, so if the user is entering anything else like 8, 9, 10, all these conditions are not met, the message will be, sorry, it's not a day, but a week has only 7 days. Okay, so this is the program. So the very first thing is that you have to input the day. Okay, and if the day is between 1 to 7, what will happen? The name of the day will be printed, otherwise nothing will happen. See, we have a code here. So day equals to int input enter the day of the week. If the day is equals to 1, it means whatever day you are entering, whatever value you have entered, if it is 1, it's Monday. This is the print message you will get. L if it is 2, the condition says that it is 2, it's Tuesday. L if it is 3, it's Wednesday. It's 4, it's Thursday. It's 5, it's Friday. It's 6, it's Saturday. 7, it's Sunday. It means if you are entering number between 1 to 7, you will get any message. So suppose I am running this code and I enter 6. The day I entered is 6. So what will happen? First, this condition will be checked. If 6 is equals to 1, false, I will reach here. 6 is equals to 2, false, I will reach here. 6 is equals to 3, false. 6 is equals to 4, false. 6 is equals to 5, false. 6 equals to 6, this is the true I will get it's Saturday as the output. And all other statements will be automatically skipped.